Let's go! So Elena footage is officially out. There's a character guide. There was a bunch of gameplay that dropped. Let's watch it. Let's fully absorb what's happening. Let's see how crazy the healing may or may not be. See if this character is going to devastate the game the same way she did with Ultra Street Fighter 4. Will you be devastating? Shall you be? 1080p, Capcom, please. Capcom, please. Technical character who controls the beat of battle with her numerous kicks. Wealth of target combos and special moves that chain into other moves. Elena has attack options to deal with any situation. I don't like hearing that. Any situation? So, she's a jack of all trades character. Highly damaging moves against standing opponents. So you want to make sure to use her overhead for long reach. Okay. Series of quick forward moving kicks, sending opponents flying back into the corner. Move can't hit crouching opponents? I do not remember if that was true back in the day or not. I wonder if that means it's going to be plus on block. I wonder if that's going to be an Akuma stand HK situation, you know? Maybe, just maybe. Where this move can be ducked. Damn, dude, we are really getting close to Tekken and Mortal Kombat and the way they approach like frame data and stuff. Like the high is Mega Plus or something like that. It's a launcher. The stronger the kick, the farther away you jump. The light version is easy to integrate with combos, so integrate. Wow. Tekken and MK do very similar things where like big highs are very good, but they can be ducked. Oh, it's a corner launcher. Gotcha. Overdrive version activates faster and hits more times. And it leaves her in a juggle state. Okay. Yeah, no. What we need is her crazy, we need confirmation of her getting her crazy reference to some 80s metal band music video, rotoscoped. And also her doing her, what is it? She had a super weird mirror match animation where she like touched hands with herself and then they flipped back and they started fighting. Like there was some, like, whoa, that was cool. Oh my God. That's a cool level 1. Yo, John, thank you very much, man. Light, medium, strike fast are good for quick anti-air. The heavy version is powerful and has reach. Use it on airborne or further away. Overdrive version makes you invincible as you rise into the air. Be careful and miss the attack. Interesting. Okay. This is new. This skill allows you to chain into a variety of follow-up attacks, so it's like kind of like a stance Rekka. In addition, you can close the gap between you and your opponent. You can invincible to projectiles while you're spinning. She has a sway? So wait a minute. Does DJ have a forward sway? DJ has like a back sway, right? So we're saying that she sort of has a Dudley sway, you know? You know how Dudley can like duck in, and from that duck in, you get a bunch of options? It's sort of like Dudley's sway. Damn. Damn. Not looking good for Dudley, boys. Forward swing blow. Not looking good for Dudley. All attack option is leopard snap. Yeah, okay. Harvest circle if the opponent hits up. If it hits the opponent in the air, okay. Okay. Third follow-up attack is mallet smash, yeah. overhead. Wow, so you just get like a mid, an anti-air, probably no low. You're not gonna give us a low also. These all can be... It'll make the attacks performed out of it hit harder. Oh wow, so it builds momentum? That's kind of cool. And of course, so she can be Mega Plus. Of course, so she can be Mega Plus. All right. Didn't Dudley get turned into an avatar skin? No, he got turned into a sticker. He's a sticker now. That seems good. That seems very good. Definitely going to be some big crush counter situations there. Well, it looks very pretty. When you use Mallet Slash after Link's Wheel, you jump up faster, making it easier to dodge attacks. You'll be able to attack whether Mallet Smash hits or block. So overhead leads to combo. Very nice. Without using Dry Brush. Wow, that is a very fast anti-projectile. That's very fast. Mallet Smasher. Second of which can twist into another technique on hit. Spinning Scythe, yeah. Her old school. This looks like it might give good frame data. Like, might allow for a safe jump. Transition to Link's Wheel after the second hit of Spinning Scythe. What? You can cancel it into her forward sway into all those options too? Probably not on block, right? Probably not on block. That's kind of cool. That'll lead to some interesting actual combo routes and defensive routes if it's on block. We're still on specials, bro? It's not a back sway. No. Not a back sway? She is described as being technical, but that's because she has like moves that lead into other moves. Almost any time you get a character that does that in Street Fighter, they'll say they're like mid to hard difficulty. Because they're not straightforward. Wow, they're showing safe jump setups in the tutorial. They're showing safe jump setups here. It's sort of like a backsway. Wow! She's so much better looking! Oh my god. Dude, Elena, fire your barber, okay? Let them go. I know you're good friends with them, but bring your old hairstylist back. Holy moly. Dude, it shapes her face so much better. Like, that'd be like me getting like a fade or some shit, man. It would not work. This is not a good idea. Old hair is so much better. There it is! Wow! Wow! There it is, though. She legit has the old animation. Still here. I'm distracted. We're looking at supers now. Okay. That's actually her level 1. Revival. Uh-oh, here we go. They did a really good job at preserving her old animations. They did a really goddamn good job. Wow, that is very fast. If you put down after they land the move, you recover some health. So it's pressing down. Changes the animation. What did it do? So, you know why this isn't that bad, chat? This is fine. Because you're sacrificing... Number one, you're sacrificing damage for it. You're like 10 to 15%. And number two, the chance of you getting 2 of these per round is very unlikely. The chance of Elena getting 2 healings per round, sometimes more, was very high in Street Fighter 4. Was very high. Yo, Lockside, thanks for the 5 dudes. Wow. Brother, this super is amazing. Holy shit. I am slow-moing this entire super. I'm sorry. So, you know how like almost every other fighting game, chat, historically we slow them down, and no kidding, the super, most of the animations actually kind of fall apart. In many other fighting games, especially 3D ones, they kind of fall apart. Whenever we've slowed down supers in Street Fighter 6, they look way better. In fact, there's many things that you miss the first time completely. Everything looks substantially better. 0.25 speed. Here we go. I want to see it again. Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Bump, set. Damn, I did not pick up on that shit. Where's the shot? Where is the shot? Jesus, man. She looks so cool. By the way, Capcom, these facial animations are fucking crazy, bro. Like, I'm just gonna say, this face screen splat animation, like, looks insane to me. I don't even know how the hell they pulled this off. Like, look at Ryu's face here. Like, holy shit, dude. I mean, his eye isn't... I'm saying, like, the amount of things that are happening on this character model to make this look this way is nuts. Like, it's crazy to me. Anyway. Dude, Capcom is at the top of the food chain now in terms of, like, fighting game character models and animations, I think. I think they're probably followed very closely by a... Jesus, chat. You gooning bastards. I swear. Let me look at the gameplay, you weird shitlords. Go sniff some feet. I think Capcom is, like, at the top of their game right now in terms of, like, fighting game character animations and shit. And even fighting game character models. Like, they are specifically pushing, like, proportions and stuff like that, which is why characters all just don't look beautiful, you know? They're exemplifying the ways that, you know, all these characters can hyperactively look instead of just going for raw, realistic visuals. So, and they're just getting better. They're just getting better at it. Oh, that's right. The critical art. Wow, bro, this is so cool. Holy shit. I'm covering her face, I'm sorry. This is so cool, dude. Holy hell. Captain Tsubasa? Wait a minute, what is this is this an anime reference? Is this a JoJo reference? Am I missing it? Capcom and Arc Sys for character models at the moment, if we compare Street Fighter 6 style to GG Strive. So Strive's character modeling specifically is amazing, right? But I think it also is, like, not technically groundbreaking. It's very good. Their shaders and stuff like that really make that stuff look better. And to be real, so much of Guilty Gear and what Arc System Works does with their character models, dude, is really emphasized by animation. Like, their animation style is wild. It's impossible. Like, what they're doing with 3D models and stuff. In the same way that, like, obviously we have two things that are in very different directions here. You got the Capcom side, which is leaning on hyper realism, you know, sort of hyper realism. And then you have, like, the most best looking anime characters you've ever seen in a video game, straight up, coming from Arc System Works. We're kind of looking at the peaks of both directions here, which is awesome that that's happening. Dude. Dude. Okay. Yeah, that's really impressive. Yeah, like, I still think Grand Blue is my personal favorite looking game. Damn, we should make that list. Brother. 7 minutes of Elena, high-level CPU. What? Is this legs? I like it that they end up being in different poses by the end, right? They end up splitting the poses. Now, she's on her head, and she's standing normally. Dude, yeah, okay. She has too much goddamn forehead. And you know what? I'm a forehead connoisseur, right? I strive to have the biggest forehead in the world. But this does not shape your face well, lady. Like, your super thin face looks way better when the curls are coming in. Someone did you dirty. Why would they do that? It's got no volume, yeah.
I'm ready to go.
I want to hear her voice.
Time for us to dance. I'm ready to go.
Damn! All right, she sounds perfect. She sounds legit perfect. Bro. These... Bro. Dude, these animation transitions are crazy. I mean, I get it, the stage is beautiful, but dude, she moves so smoothly. Even with all the Street Fighter cancels and stuff like that, she's moving so smoothly. Wow. I'm kind of blown away. Cute. The rings on her feet. Oh yeah, those are all on physics now. You're right. All of her like decorations and stuff are actually moving. The stuff on her feet and her wrists and shit. Her classic costume is way better, man. But you know what they did? Here's what I appreciate about this design. They added these frilly dillies on her legs and on her waist and up here in her hair, so that the physics will carry all of... Damn, bro. I'm literally looking over here, chat. You sick bastards, okay? You scum-sucking ass lords. I'm literally over here admiring animations, and you guys are just being the absolute worst, all right? Contain yourselves. What would your mother think? The secondary animations on this costume are really cool. The fact that there's all this, like, extra accoutrements that are following her motions and stuff like that through every single one of her animations is very cool. Cool.
Elena,
Cool. So tell me about the big changes in here. The stuff that has been roaming on Twitter because everybody's talking about it are honestly like small but big, you know? And I'll just discuss what I'm aware of as this gameplay goes on in the background, because there's a lot of stuff changing with Street Fighter 6 in this build of the game. So throw breaks now give you drive rush if you throw break. It also gives you a big chunk of meter, like a substantial chunk of meter and a substantial chunk of drive rush. So that is clearly a counter to the fact that they're not going to most likely not going to get rid of throw loops, but there's going to be a risk and reward associated with it now, where like going for the throw isn't going to be as directly incentivized. So anyway, like you getting green shit and blue meter, or you know, red meter depending on the side, is going to happen depending on who parries what. So the person that techs the throw will be getting a bonus. You know, you literally get another pip of drive gauge and a little bit more meter. And that's fascinating because it will lead to like a mind game. Do you delay tech so that you get the reward? Do you fake that? I still think the shimmy is going to be more powerful, you know? But it definitely leads me to some like, I wonder how that really affects gameplay, you know? To me, it sort of leads me in a spot where I don't that seems interesting, you know? Like the, yeah, delay tech risking because you can just get jabbed now. People will actually just steal their turn and shit. So anyway, yeah, I kind of like it, but I don't know because we haven't played it. But still, it looks like they're trying to de-incentivizing the reason for you to go for throw loops nearly as much. So the other thing is that perfect parry is changing, right? Like default perfect parry no longer gives you like the big screen stop and all the mega frames. It's like a good parry, you know? However, there is ways to get the perfect parry. You have to like commit to a move, you know? You have to like commit to a direction or something, like a forward or a down, I think. So that if you want to get the perfect parry animation, now you have to know what's going to happen. Did it just happen? Hold on a second. Was it right here? Or was it back a bit more? Was it back a bit more? No, that's regular. That's just regular parry. At least it looked like a regular parry. It has the recovery, right? It has the parry recovery animation. That's a normal parry. Yeah. No, so the screen doesn't freeze on those types of parries anymore. It's before the DI. Let me check. See if we can find it. There's a point in this match where one throwing was getting the meter, so we don't know how it works. Really? Well, there's no way to know that, like, which character committed to the throw or not. It gives it to the one side. Like, here we go. Throw escape. Check this out. So, yes. Throw escape went to player 2. Player 2 got the pip. Watch the pip at the top. It depletes here. Gives it back, you know? Wait. Yeah, it's like fully refunded. Yeah, it goes up immediately. But it's hard to tell because it's already nearly full. Yeah, there's like parrying, good parries, and perfect parries, you know? Now there's like 3 different classifications of parries outside of just parries and perfect parries, you know? That's interesting. However, it will change the game quite a bit at a high level. At mid to low level, it's unnoticeable. You know? This is, to me, these mechanics are not something that, like, the very large majority of people that are playing the game are even going to realize is happening. But it will have a longer, more substantial impact on, like, you know, the advanced to high level for sure. Because the pace of matches can so heavily just lean in one direction, you know what I mean? So I think they sound like really good changes. So no changes for 90% of players. Pretty much outside of Elena being added, not really, dude. Like, the majority of the game will still play out normally. It's just that, like, stats and values have been shifted in some directions to help people out in other ways, you know? However, a reminder, chat. This perfect parry change and this throw change are kind of like refinements, you know? They're sort of refinements to what Street Fighter 6 is, and it sort of needed some of this refinement. This is not a Season 3 change. Oh, there was a special intro there. Let me finish this thought. This is not Season 3. This is not super Street Fighter 6 level changes, in my opinion. No. And if this is still in Season 2, and by the time we eventually get to a Season 3, which could be like months away, we might get an announcement for it soon, but it's not going to be here anytime soon. I think that's when you get substantial changes. There's a new bar for something, you know? There is different supers that you can do. You can use drive rush on something else defensively. Like, there's air drive rush. Like, I don't know. All I'm saying is that some actual big mechanical shakeup is not going to change until Season 3 happens. And again, these changes are here for, like, the longer running life of the game and some of the biggest changes the game has gone through in its existence, you know? So I'm very curious. Season 3 patches with Elena and the characters? Because Season 3 needs characters, bro. Like, Season 3 has to have characters. If you're telling me that we're getting season 3 characters as soon as Elena is out, that doesn't make any sense from a marketing perspective. Did they really say that they're doing that? Because the balance change is the balance change, right? That's happening when Elena comes out, you know? And to be real, the physical version of the game that's happening is season 2. So season 3's not out, dude. Season 3 starts when the first DLC comes out for it. Right, that's what I'm saying, is that season 3 hasn't even been announced yet. We're still in season 2, my dude. We're getting a balance patch when Elena comes out. That's not season 3. That's not like a potential Super Street Fighter 6, you know, or something like that. Which we're getting close to being in that direction, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. We're still in season 2. Oh, let me go back and check this animation out. All I'm saying is that by the time we get into like actual like season 3, if we get like a new titled version of the game in some way, somehow or some shit, there's got to be a big mechanical shakeup. There really has to be. There needs to be like, and the things they did to here will have a substantial effect on the game, but they're not big things that the majority of the audience will be really paying attention to. Oh, that was kind of it. Yeah, that was sort of it. Wasn't Elena delayed? It's not in the first place. Season 3 first DLC should be soon after Elena. Right, but these are theoreticals, right? These are not things that we know, right? We're making assumptions that Elena is going to, she's obviously going to come out, and that we're making an assumption that we're going to be getting season 3 soon. But chat, you can't just like release something and then show more stuff, because people are going to be like, well, I'm going to wait for the more stuff. I'm just going to not buy that right now, you know? That doesn't really follow a normal marketing plan.
Oh, thanks.
Perfect parry just happened. Let me go back and look. Wow. That ain't it. So yeah, throw tech went in player 2's favor. Didn't spend any drive gauge, so it's hard to tell. That's a cool looking combo. So that's the full commit parry. Yeah, that's like the forward plus parry animation, you know? Interesting. And she got super meter for it? Yeah. Steam says the major patch is coming along with Elena. Right, we know that. We're literally looking at the changes right now. That's what I'm saying, is that major patch is this stuff. The major patch is going to be like a lot of character things and this stuff, but ultimately speaking, is it like we're adding Ultra 2 to all the characters and shit? Is this stuff like we're adding, you know, a new functionality to drive gauge? Like all of that shit? No, it's an update. It's an update to the existing assets of the game. It's an update to the existing, it's a refinement that the game has severely needed. This isn't the big shakeup, bro. This is not it. Like, what I'm trying to say is that, yeah, whatever that patch is not the big shakeup. Air drive rush, air drive impact, reverse side drive it's like a scorpion teleport now. Drive impact goes through the screen backwards and it hits you in the back of the head. Imagine that. Crazy shit, you know? Actual game is moving in a different direction type shit. It's the kind of stuff that will really piss people off. You'll know, chat, trust me. You'll know. There will be a ton of people complaining. This is nothing. If you heard people complaining about this shit, this is just refinements of existing stuff, acknowledging that the game has issues in some way. Like, brother, when this game gets its Super Street Fighter 6 edition, it's going to be like big changes. Like, oh shit, what is the game turning into, dude? Would it be like if they added new moves to the base roster? Exactly. Yeah, characters just get new moves and shit. Characters get new moves, different EX moves, you know? Maybe you spend meter at EX differently, like that kind of shit. Yeah, I think she looks really good. I'm after watching this gameplay, I'm much more looking forward to playing her than I was thinking that she was going to be fun before this was all shown, you know? Like, Elena and I was kind of like snooze, like, okay, that's cool, but the execution of it has made me sort of change my mind. Again, I passed up Ed, bro. I completely skipped Ed. This I will not be skipping regardless of how busy it is. She looks really neat. Wow, that's so sick looking. What a cool shot, dude. Wow, what a cool shot. Very cool, you know? Very cool. Yeah, I think she looks wonderful. And to summarize everything, I think the proposed balance changes, if they do work out the way that it seem pretty fascinating. And I think they will shake up the game in different ways at like an advanced to high level, but they really will not have much of an impact on people like on their way to master, you know, like that kind of stuff where the majority of players lie. And I don't think that if this is the extent of like a lot of the system changes that are being added to the game, this is not the big shakeup. And it's also a new question being presented. Will season 3 even offer that big shakeup, or are they just going to put more characters in there? You know, because they could do that. Why do you want to shake up? Because every fucking fighting game does it. Why do I want to shake up? Because literally everything does it. Everything. Everyone. It's just a matter of when. It's a matter of when that is going to happen.